On this next episode of Outlook TV, a positive living fundraiser for Rainbow Refugee.
The PM addressing PFLAG.
And the Montreal Pride Parade. And much, much more.
Hello and welcome to Outlook TV. I'm Rebecca Wyman.
And I'm Robert Mackay, and you're watching the Queer Magazine news show that brings you the stories that matter the most from coast to coast.
We're going to kick it off in Montreal with a look at what's coming up for Pride.
So you can expect rainbow poutine and extra meat and those, was it corned beef? Not sure. But it's Pridey and it's French-Canadian.
Montreal Pride has become one of the biggest LGBTQS+ gathering in a francophone world. From community events to evening concerts featuring both local and international artists, the Montreal Pride organizers invested time and energy to create a vibrant and memorable festival for all of us, while making sure to shine a light on past and current injustices. Here are some of the highlights of this 10-day festival.
We are the biggest Pride in Canada, and we are trying to involve as much people as possible. We're trying to bring all the different communities together, and we have a lot of different activities. So we do have outdoor shows, indoor shows, but we have a huge community day, a parade, and free panels, conferences. So we're trying to be as entertaining as educated.
Oh, I wanna dance with somebody.
Message that we acknowledge that we are on an unceded territory, and also the first artists that were performing on the opening night were Indigenous people.
A lot of illustration, like by hand and digitally. I've been doing this since like 2012, and I'm a professional illustrator trading my arts actually. I'm using the people as models, like real persons actually around me, and some people I don't know about, but I really like to represent people like being faceless for the fact that we don't recognize anybody, and just the fact that we recognize a body movement.
I'm MX Fierté Montréal, so I'm the 2018 Queen of Fierté. So Sunday is tea dance, and the biggest tea dance, the end of Fierté Montréal, so you have to be there. It's in the Parc des Faubourgs, so it's worth it.
For Outlook TV, this is Ollie in Montreal.
Let's take a look at 60 years worth of LGBTQ activism in Vancouver.
60 years of strength, to be precise, and that's an age I'll never admit I hit.
Oh, hi, kittens. It's your intrepid reporter, the unstoppable Connie Smudge, right here on Georgia Street, right in front of what formerly was the Law Courts, now the Art Gallery. We're here to bookmark a place in time. 60 years today, Ted North and a group of fabulous, courageous people came together, and they had their very first, I want to say a rally, but a protest for LGBTQ rights. I've got lots to show you, but stick around, please. Open your minds, your heart. It's all about love.
It was he and 4 others that stood on these steps 60 years ago to protest for nothing less than the right to live and love freely.
Although Stonewall was incredibly important, and I would never take away from what Stonewall means, it wasn't the start of the gay rights movement in Canada, and we need to recognize that. It means we're honoring a pioneer, Ted North, who was an amazing human being, and I think it's about sharing our history with newer generations in the future, so that they understand that the rights that we have were hard won, and that they're not infallible.
I can remember standing on the step of the courthouse protesting for equality. I was there when Ted came back from Portland, having seen the drag court there, and I sat at his bar with him, and he said, QQ. I wrote under the pseudonym QQ. He said, QQ, I'm going to do this fabulous thing, and he described the whole, we're going to have a drag election and so on and so on. And I remember saying to him, oh, Ted, this is going to end badly. And a few weeks before he passed, sitting at his hospital bed, he squeezed my hand and he said, well, QQ, it didn't end that badly, did it?
We carried rocks in our bags, bear spray in our back pockets, because we knew that the law would never support us.
What we're doing here is to support the legend of Ted North and the beginning of the LGBTQ plus two-spirited movement to seek equality.
That day changed me and gave me the strength I needed to step up and challenge. Not just bullies, but anyone who would take away another one's rights.
I think it's really important for us to stand here, especially in today's political climate, to say not everything is exactly where it needs to be, and we need to keep fighting to make sure that we continue to have what we have.
That was 60 years of glory as far as I'm concerned. The crowd's still mingling around and we're sharing thoughts and memories and love. And I want to thank you for joining us here today. I want to thank Paul Therian and the Q Hall of Fame. Please remember, the message is love, and we all belong, my darlings. We all belong. Ladies and gentlemen, I still remain your intrepid reporter, the unstoppable Connie Smudge, reporting for Outlook TV. Yeah.
We're going to have to take a little break now.
Ready to play with some balls, Rebecca?
Oh, okay.
Purple ball.
Hey, I'm John.
And I'm Kit.
And we're from Eastsiders.
And you're watching Outlook TV.
I don't know if I want to be a drag queen.
What do you want to do?
I don't know. Probably drag, but like on YouTube or stand-up or tutorials.
Welcome back to Outlook TV.
Rebecca, I am just beaming with pride. There's so much pride in this episode. Please give me something that isn't pride.
Well, you're in luck. This story, well, it's proud, but it ain't about pride.
Here are your keys. No loud music or quiet music or loud talking or quiet talking by the pool at nighttime. Palm Springs has an amplified music law and they will ticket you. But I want you to have fun.
So it all started very modestly, mostly as a birthday present for him. I wanted to make a little show with our friends and put it up on YouTube and see what happens. And it quickly snowballed from YouTube to Logo to Hulu to Amazon to DVD and finally to Netflix. So we just got our third season out in the last couple of months, and now we're trying to make sure people know about it.
In the house of air.
We sort of ran into Kathy at the coffee shop.
Do you think that Ian wants an open relationship?
With you and Kathy? No, nobody's that crazy.
Oh, actually, you guys are a real gay couple, correct?
True.
No, but if I'm correct, you play a straight guy in the show.
It's also true. Yeah.
Can you tell us your characters on the show?
Sure. So I play Ian. I am the boyfriend to whatever female is in his life, depending on the season.
Basically, essentially. So in season 1, Constance Wu from Fresh Off the Boat on ABC played my best friend, and Ian was a love interest for her character. And then when she sadly had to depart to spend more time on Fresh Off the Boat, she's still in the show in all 3 seasons, though. My sister was a new character that was kind of introduced, played by Brianna Brown, who's on Dynasty right now, and they started up a romance there as well.
I don't know if I want to be a drag queen.
What do you want to do?
I don't know. Probably drag, but like on YouTube or stand-up.
Willem is such an incredible part of the show. Joined the cast in season 2 as a love interest for Stephen Guarino, and the part is kind of expanded and grown, and they have their own standalone episode in season 3 dedicated to the two of them called Priscilla, where Willem's character's convertible breaks down on the way to a drag gig in the desert, and they have to see what that has in store for their relationship as they kind of spend a whole week together.
This should be the most amazing, life-affirming week of our lives, and we're miserable.
When have we ever been happy? Yeah, we were nominated for 2 Daytime Emmys for Outstanding Digital Daytime Drama Series and for Van Hansis for Best Actor.
I don't want to go back to real life.
This isn't real life.
Now, is there any chance we'll see a season 4?
We'll see. We're just trying to get through getting season 3 out there. It's really like birthing a baby. We're an independent production, even though we're distributed on Netflix. So we do pretty much everything ourselves, from the discomfort of our living room, which becomes a production and a post-production hub and headquarters, and gets filled with equipment and traumatizes the cat every time we do this. So, you know, we're just trying to get it out there, but definitely been really inspired by everybody's response to season 3 and all the tweets and messages that we've gotten. It's really makes us want to do more.
How'd you know I'm an alcoholic?
Well, you seem gay.
Thanks, you guys seem pretty gay yourselves.
We try.
Next, we're going to check out the PM addressing PFLAG.
Trudeau. I'd serve him some eggs and bacon.
Happy Pride, welcome to breakfast. I am very honored to be here with two very important people. First of all, right behind me is my longtime MP of 20 years, Hetty Fry, who has been a long-time champion of the LGBTQ community, and I am more than honored to be in her riding. We also have this morning the Prime Minister of Canada, Mr. Justin Trudeau.
You look glorious.
I want to say how happy I am to have a Prime Minister who has been so supportive before he became Prime Minister, before he became leader, always very, very supportive of the community, and especially moving forward for trans rights.
Because what PFLAG does is extraordinarily important. And there's a lot of things that governments can and should be doing, and yes, we should be doing more, we will be doing more. But when you talk about social change, when you talk about change in families, in communities, we need more than just the government saying what you should be doing and what you should be doing. And that's where PFLAG specifically is just so extraordinary. Can we get away from the word tolerance?
Yeah.
That's not tolerating each other. Because don't get me wrong, there are places in this world where a little tolerance would go a long way, but Canada's not one of them. I mean, think about it. Tolerance is tolerance in the sense of I tolerate you. It means I accept your right to exist, just don't get in my face about it. No. There's not a religion in the world that says tolerate thy neighbor. It's love your neighbor, accept your neighbor, befriend your neighbor. That's what we need to move towards as a society, and that happens through the human context, the family supports, the community supports, and the love that is shown day in, day out by organizations like PFLAG. I want to say thank you for the apology that you gave to the community, and I'm saying this on behalf of the community that I haven't asked for that right to do so, but I'm doing it anyway. Your father changed many lives in this country when, in the very early days, said some things to us that we heard loud and clear. Your apology was the follow-up to that. So, despite sometimes divisive politics in this day and age, it's humbling to see a government and an individual who understands who we are, takes us seriously, comes and talks to us in person, and is genuine. So thank you for that.
Let's head on over to Burnaby, British Columbia.
For the inaugural Pride?
Woohoo! Pride in Burnaby!
Does that mean they smash a glass of champagne against someone? No?
I don't think so.
I'm very excited to be here performing at the very first Burnaby Pride.
It's been an incredible day, and I am just so overwhelmed with the amount of community support and enthusiasm that we've received today. This day has kind of ended up being far beyond my expectations, and I could not be prouder of Burnaby and our community. The idea had first started back in March when the Burnaby Intercultural Planning Table held a community forum around supporting LGBTQ2S+ refugee and immigrants. And the conversation around establishing a Burnaby Pride Street Party really started back in June when 4 of us came together and started planning, and it's just been a whirlwind ever since. seed of a larger Pride movement in Burnaby. And we have a follow-up community meeting in September that we have planned for, where we'd like to invite community members, anyone who'd like to be part of whatever this becomes, can come have their say and potentially participate in future Burnaby Pride events.
Do you see a parade in the future?
Who knows? Maybe. Like, that would be really incredible, and I think that there's a community here and there's community support for that in the future, so who knows? We'll also post all of the information about the upcoming community forum. So if you'd like to get involved, head to burnabypride.com and we'll have all of the information there up in the next couple weeks.
I do love me a gala.
An excuse for long gloves and pearls, you're saying?
Well, for you, perhaps. That's not how I roll. But let's check out the opening gala for the Vancouver Queer Film Festival.
I'll bring you some pearls.
We're at the Vancouver Playhouse for the 30th anniversary of the Vancouver Queer Film Festival. We're looking forward to a wonderful lineup of queer films this year.
Is proud to be part of this.
United we stand, or divided they'll catch us one by one.
It's a terribly exciting year for the Vancouver Queer Film Festival. It's our 30th anniversary. We are officially adulting. We are a mature festival. We are Western Canada's largest queer arts festival, the second largest film festival in Vancouver, and it just feels like such a great way to not just celebrate queer film, but to celebrate our communities that have held us up for so long and that have grown up along with us.
Octavio is Dead is it's a ghost story, a supernatural story about a young woman who has been estranged from her biological father, has lived a life very codependently with her mother, finds out very soon into the movie that her pops is dead. Octavio, her father, is dead. She really doesn't have any feelings because she's never known him because he left when she was born, and she, on a whim, decides to take off, steal the keys to her dad's apartment, and she goes into his place and is surprised to find that his ghost is stuck inside the apartment and unable to leave his place.
Call now and you can get our non-slip loop mat, perfect for those late night shenanigans.
They're showing a retrospective of my work on Saturday, and I'm doing a workshop for queer, trans, Black, Indigenous people of color on video. It's important to represent people from our community who are like maybe even a minority within the minority that is our community, like Two-Spirit people and trans people and non-binary people, and and people who like have intersecting identities, but like not even just that, but the fact that we have like incredible stories to tell about those experiences.
The bars were to the gay civil rights movement, what the churches were to the Black civil rights movement.
My film is about the oldest surviving LGBT organization in the world, the Imperial Council of San Francisco, which was founded by the very first openly gay man and drag queen to run for political office in the United States, Jose Sarria. It was really a privilege of mine to be given this opportunity to journey into the past and learn about our histories as a community, and I think that is very important for younger generations. So my goal is to really make this film available for the younger generations.
I want to run so I can continue the legacy of the Imperial Court.
I'm proud to be part of this.
I'm Brad Mitchell with OutlookTV, and we're at the Vancouver Playhouse this evening celebrating the 30th anniversary of the Vancouver Queer Film Festival. It's been a wonderful evening.
It's time for us to take another little break now.
Whew. All right, Rebecca, you choose the sport this time. What'll it be?
I'm going to choose rugby.
Does it involve balls?
One. Welcome back. You're watching Outlook TV.
In this next segment, we've got a drag show with a twist because they're being sponsored by MAC, and if you need one thing, it's makeup.
Well, and MAC sponsored and put the makeup on the Positive Living volunteers.
What's up, Canada? Thank you for watching Outlook TV. Today we're here at XY in the neighborhood of Vancouver to witness what happens when a major makeup brand like MAC teams up with Western Canada's largest AIDS service organization, Positive Living. They're going to be serving up a drag show, which will include awareness and realness.
So Viva Glam connected with Positive Living because they are such a long-serving organization for HIV and AIDS here in Vancouver. And with the MAC AIDS Fund, some of the premise behind the program was that with the dollars you raised in your community with the sales of Viva Glam, that it would go back to the people living in your community, which was a really powerful thing. And obviously Positive Living is somebody we've been working with for several years due to the AIDS Walk. And that's what we're benefiting tonight. We decided to collaborate and we make over the boys of Positive Living. With that, we also thought of bringing in other performers because there's so many people in this community that want to give back.
So we've been around for 34, 35 years, struggling to meet the needs of people living with HIV. We're member driven, so everybody on our board of directors is somebody living with HIV, which is very important because it's the issue that we live with and we want to control how that's dealt. Most people today think AIDS is over, but it's not. And AIDS is manageable, surely, for people who have support and affluence, but AIDS is also a disease of the poor and the disadvantaged, and those are the people that still need all of our help. Great thing about tonight is MAC donates matches dollar for dollar. Some of our members tonight have not ever done drag or performed before in their lives, so it's really an expression of their commitment and involvement in the movement.
My name is Miss Pop-Tart and I am 10 years old.
What brought you out tonight, Miss Pop-Tart?
My mom's friend Ken, who will be performing tonight as well, he invited me because he works with Positive Living, and he was just like because there's a bunch of other people who are performing tonight, and he asked me if I wanted to be one of those people, and I said sure. The money that people have spent to come here to watch us perform goes all to Positive Living, to help those people that need help.
Are you excited to perform tonight?
I'm scared and very excited today.
We book all kinds of services like Reiki, naturopaths, reflexology, massage. It goes on and on and on. It's one of the best used services at Positive Living.
Anybody out there who didn't come to the show tonight, you're missing out.
Yeah. Or come next year because it's going to be an annual event.
My name is Lee Wen, and you're watching Outlook TV! Woo!
We're heading to Montreal to check out the glitz and glamour of the Pride Parade.
In addition to some French-Canadian media moguls, should I say social media moguls.
This year, the Montreal Pride Parade celebrated 34 years of history. As with the last 5 years, the parade has been inspired by the colors of the rainbow. Here are some highlights of the city's most popular parade.
Here at the gay parade, and I think every reason to be here is a good reason. My reason to be here is to date someone from the rugby team from the village. That's why I'm here. So last year I ran on both sides of the parade because there were followers of my YouTube channel who wanted to take selfies, and I was slowing down the parade and people from the country club were like, meh, meh, move out of the way. I'm like, sorry, I'm taking a selfie. So yeah, so today's my workout. I'm gonna run all across the street and try not to be ran over by a truck.
We're representing very well. Actually, the first show of the Pride was Montreal Queen. So we were I think 70 drag queen on stage. It was a big honor to open the festival with the Montreal drag show. It was amazing.
Illusion was the opening event of Pride, and they challenged me to do a drag queen number. So I dressed up in high heels, I had a wig, and I sang like there was no tomorrow. I will never become a drag queen. It was one time only.
We are out of time for this episode of Outlook TV, but we will be back very, very soon.
And you know what's always around? The internet. So you can go follow us on all the social medias. You can shoot us an email if you'd like to volunteer with us, because we need people from all over Canada to join this wonderful crew.
Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Rebecca Wyman.
And I'm Robert Mackay.
Stay fabulous, Canada.